I was much less of an unknown now than I was before that I got this part. And we're hoping that that leads to something. I don't know what that is, but time will tell, I guess. I feel like a real actor now, struggling.
You're struggling, no. But if indeed you are not acting in a play in the fall you start college?
I'm probably going to start college no matter what happens next fall and have something to do.
Well, you'll be at Columbia. That's on Broadway.
Well, yeah.
Broadway, 116th Street, but it's in Broadway.
Exactly. It's New York, and that's just as good.
Well, no, congratulations on a rare experience of having been already in the Broadway play at age 19.
Thank you.
And sorry to hear about it closing soon.
Yes. Well, thank you very much.
And thanks for talking with us today.
No problem. Thank you.
It's a 19-year-old Noah Robbins of Potomac, Maryland, is in New York, where the past week he played the part of Gene Morris Jerome in Neil Simon's Brighton Beach Runways.
Next, the foreclosure help tour, one man's effort to help homeowners get their mortgages under control. That's just ahead on All Things Considered.
Tired of that unsightly vehicle taking up room in your garage or driveway? Make some space and support your favorite radio station at the same time by donating your vehicle or boat to WMFE. We'll even pick it up at your convenience. For more information, visit WMFE.org/vehicle or call 866-WMFE-AUTO.
I'm Jeb. Juarez is Mexico's deadliest city with 2,000 murders so far this year.
Right now, there is no chance for anyone. It's not a safe place for anyone.
Some Juarez residents are finding safety by breaking the law. They're fleeing to Texas on tourist visas, and they intend to stay. Our story next time on The World.
Here's The World tonight at 7 here on 90.7 WMFE. Eastbound I-4 is slowing down some from Orange Blossom Trail to the 408. I expect partly cloudy skies tonight with lows in the mid-60s. Wednesday, partly sunny with highs in the lower 80s. And Thursday night, partly cloudy, lows in the low 50s. The economy of Nogales, Arizona is teetering on the brink because of the recession. A stimulus-funded project is designed to expand the state's main border checkpoint. A report coming up later this hour on All Things Considered here on 90.7. It's 420.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Michelle Norris.
And I'm Robert Siegel. Over the past couple of years, as the foreclosure crisis has grown, NPR has been following the efforts of a pretty colorful housing advocate. His name is Bruce Marks, and he heads up the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, NACA. As NPR's Chris Arnold reports, lately Marks has been on tour, where he says he's helped bring down loan payments for nearly $100,000.
Bruce Marks only half-jokingly calls himself a non-violent bank terrorist. Back last winter, we did a story on Marks where he led several hundred people down the driveway and up to the mansion of a house where John Mack lives. Mack is the CEO of Morgan Stanley.
It's so outrageous. While Americans are losing their homes by the millions, he's living here in this beautiful house.
Marks has protested plenty of other executives who he says are not doing enough to avoid foreclosures. He's even posted on his website their photos and home phone numbers. Morgan Stanley said it's working with Marks' group. And for Marks, it's not just about the bullhorns. For 20 years, he's run a nonprofit that makes affordable home loans. And over the past year, he's doubled his staff and now has 1,200 employees nationwide.
If you have any questions, please feel free to locate your team.
We caught up with Marks at a very different sort of event in San Francisco. Lately, Marks has been running a foreclosure help roadshow. He calls it the Save the Dream Tour. His group at NACA rents out a stadium for several days, and a ton of people show up.
In Los Angeles, we have over 50,000 people there. Then in Phoenix, over 40,000 people. Vegas, over 45,000 people.
Housing counselors are set up at hundreds of tables too. And Mark says over the past year, his group's been able to renegotiate loans and get payments lowered for more than 90,000 homeowners.
I was in Las Vegas last weekend, and I finished up here today.
62-year-old Bernice Jackson is from Los Angeles. She drove hundreds of miles to come to these events. Jackson's husband is retired and on a fixed income. She says a mortgage broker lied to them, and she got into a loan that she just couldn't afford.
Oh, yeah, and I had a very high interest rate, and 3 through NACA and the help of the servicers, I got the note reduced to 2%. So my note went from almost $4,000 a month to $1,600. Yes, I'm very excited, very happy.
You know what, that may sound too good to be true, but Marx's group pushes the banks to try to get a new payment that the homeowner can really afford. And that can make sense for the banks or the investors who own the loans. And actually, a very big-time investor has shown up here at this event.
Yeah, it's actually pretty unbelievable. I want to come see what they're doing and how they're doing it. It's pretty impressive.
Scott Simon is a managing director for PIMCO. It's an investment firm that manages some $200 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities. That makes him one of the biggest mortgage investors in the entire world. And here he is, standing in the midst of thousands of people looking to pay investors like him less money, and he thinks that's a good idea. In fact, he'd actually like to see more people getting their principal reduced. That's the amount that they owe. He says that too many people are upside down, owing way more than their house is worth, and that doesn't give them much of an incentive to keep their house.
Well, I think that is right, because you're going to potentially have as many as 7 million people go into foreclosure unless they're helped over the next 3 years. So, you're talking about 10% of households. Foreclosure is almost always the absolute worst thing that can happen. It's bad for the homeowner, it's bad for the neighborhood, it's bad for the investors, it's bad for the system.
Simon would like to see more workouts where investors like him forgive a chunk of principal so that the loan can be refinanced at a market rate and the borrower isn't upside down anymore. Other investors have resisted these efforts. They think too many homeowners won't make even the lower payments, so they'll get foreclosed on anyway. But Marx estimates that about 75% of the homeowners that NACA gets a loan modification for keep making their payments. Chris Arnold, NPR News.
On Capitol Hill today, German Chancellor Angela Merkel spoke to Congress, the first such address by a German leader in more than 50 years. Merkel also met with President Obama, all in advance of next week's 20th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And that occasion inspired our senior news analyst, Daniel Shore.
I'm generally not much on historic anniversaries, but this one is special. 20 years ago, the Berlin Wall was breached. That marked the beginning of the end of the Soviet Empire. And today, Angela Merkel, who grew up in East Germany, came unstuck. President Kennedy came to West Berlin in 1963 to denounce the wall. President Reagan in 1987 came to issue a challenge. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. On November 9th, 1981, the East German authorities trying to ease the pressure opened up several checkpoints for visits. Too late. East Berliners, first by the dozens and soon by the thousands, streamed through the opening in the wall. Gorbachev